Welcome to Microsoft Project Training course. Today in this lesson, I would like to talk about the resources in Microsoft Project. Firstly, we need to understand what is the resources in the project. In the theory, the resources, it should be the people, equipment, facilities, costs, or material required to complete all tasks in the project. In Microsoft Project, it requires you to create a resource sheet which lists the resources required to perform the tasks in the project. You can enter the resources as an individual names basis, or you can enter a consolidated group. This will be depending on the business or the scope of the project. Okay, so now let's get started. In previous lesson, we already defined all of the tasks and the dependency of all tasks in the project. We understand the predecessor and successor in the project. And today, we will continue to work with the resources name for specific tasks in the project. Okay, take a look into the estimation file here on the right-hand side. We have the column E, PIC. We have the developers, BA, testers, and PM, who will be responsible to work on all specific tasks here to complete the project. Take a look into this one for more detail. When we do the estimation for the project, we already break it down here into some specific role in the project. Requirement analysis, we need 2 resources. Development, we need 6 members. Test, 2 members. Release team, 8 members. And project management, 1. The same thing for phase number 2 here. Okay, we will base on this one to define the resources in the project. I will make this one smaller and bigger for this one. In Microsoft Project, in order to identify or define the resources name, or we can resources pool in the Microsoft Project, you navigate to the ribbon menu under the task tab here, and you click on the Gantt chart view. You select the option resource sheet. It will open up another window. In this window, we have the resource name, type, material, initial, group, mark, and some other column here. So now we will run through this form to understand some column here. Okay, so here the first one is resource name. You enter the name of the resource in the project. Yeah, and the second one, resource type. And in the Microsoft Project, the resource types, it will be categorized into 3 types. The first one is work. When you select the option in work, that means the work resources are one that's associated with time. People are work resources as they are tracked by the amount of time that they spend on the task in the project. The same for the equipment in the project is also considered the work resource as they are tracking by time. Because the tracking by time, it will support all of the members in the project understand the availabilities of the resources in the project. It will also allow you as a project manager to checking the cost for that resources in the project. And the second option is material. The resources with the work type is material assigned into the project. It will be calculated by the quantity as opposed to the time. For example, when you are working in the project, you want to allocate around 2 or 5 laptops in the project for the vendor working in the project in around 2 months. Yeah. So that means from the first month until the second month, you will borrow or hire 5 laptops for the vendor. And based on the duration and the cost per laptop, so that you can calculate the total cost for that material in the project. And the last one, the work type is cost. The cost resources are one that are poorly based on the cost without any time or quantity variables in the project. Cost can be the thing such as some the travel cost. When you want to travel to attend some the meeting with the customer, some the team building activity or something like that. Yeah. Based on the estimation here, we have the resources. It should be the BA. The BA here, we need 2 members. So that I will enter the resources name here is BA number 1, BA number 2, and I will have some other position like the developer. The developer, I need 6 people. The tester, I need 2 people. And project manager is 1 people, PM. Yep. And for the release team, it should be the combination of the dev and tester here. Okay. Because all of the resources here is the people, so that's the work type. It should be the work option. Yeah. So here, for example, if we have some the travel 01, I will select the work type is cost. So for example, I have other material. I name it the other, like the paper or something like so. I will select the option is material. You can enter the some name here, or you can leave it blank. Yeah. For the integer, this will be automatically generated based on the first character of the resource name. Leave it by default for now. And for the group, you can categorize all of the resources based on the group here by enter the name here into the group column. Yeah, so here, for example, I will back to this one, and I will have the copy the name here. For the developer, I group it either developer. Yeah, this will be the tester. BA, PM, cost, hotel. Yeah, okay, something like so. And the next one is max column. This one is the maximum percentage or capacities for which a resource is available during the current time periods. By default, when you allocate any resources into the project, with the work type work. The capacity of the member here will be full time for the project. And for any work type, cost of material, we don't check the capacity here. So here, assuming all of the resources in the project will be full allocation in the project with the units is 100%. The next one is standard rate. This will be the costing per hour of the resource will be performed in the project. For example, we have the $10 here for the dev per hour, QE $8, the PM is $10, BA is $10, and for the overtime rates in the next column, if we need these resources working overtime, so that we need to define another rate for this guy. Here, I will have 12, for example. Yeah. And the next column is the cost per year. For a work resource, the cost per year field show the cost that's occur every time a resource is used. And the occur, this will be provide a choice for how and when resources, standards, and overtime costs are charged to the cost of a task. Give this one by default. The next one is the base calendar. It's also very important. By default, when you add new resource in the resource pool here, it will auto select the base calendar is standard. However, for example, we have some team member working in another calendar. We have the day shift or the night shift, or some people will be working in the weekend. So that you can define another working calendar for the team. So here we have a 24-hour calendar, night shift calendar, and standard calendar. In this training course, I will assume all of the members will be using the same calendar, either standard. Okay, so here we done the identify all of the resources in the project. And for this one, we call it is a resource pool in the project. Now you come back to the Gantt chart, make this one bigger. And so here in the resources name column, you can go ahead to assign this task for the dev. We have dev 1, dev 2, dev 3, dev 4, and 5. We have dev 6. Yep, so this one is just example when I assign the resources to some specific task here. However, in the project, you have to identify and assign the right task to the right person, the right member in the project. In order to assign the right task to the right person, so that you have to working closely with all of the team members in the project. And then we sit down together and break it down, the task in more detail. And we should to identify the complexity of tasks in the project. And then based on the capabilities of the team member, you can assign the right task to the right person. Yep, so you can type here, so dev 0, 2, dev 3. You have to make sure that you type the name here of dev. It should be the same name you define in the resource pool. For example, if I type the name here, it looks different with the resources you already define in the resource pool. So what happened? Okay, so here, for example, I enter the dev 01. Yeah, you see here, we don't have the space after the dev. Yeah, I enter this one, and then I will come back to the resource sheet here. You see, we have a new resource dev01 with no space had been added into the resource pool. Yeah. Okay, so here I will delete this one and then come back to the Gantt chart. I have to assign the task here, dev01. I will apply the same for other tasks in the project. Yep. PM. This one, the BA. Yeah. Or something like so. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all for this lesson. After you finish lesson, you know how to identify the resources in the project. We know how to work with the resource pool in the project, understand how many work type in the project we have, and support by the Microsoft project. And after we identify all of the resources in the project, we know how to assign the resource to some specific tasks in the project. In the next lesson, we will continue to working with the resources allocation and assign the task to the specific person here for more detail. Okay, I hope this lesson will be helpful for you. Let me know if you have any question. Bye bye. See you guys in the next lesson.